Assalamualaikum dear parents, and welcome to session 4 of the first week's agenda. I hope you're all fine and healthy, and let us get started. Today we have three tasks in our agenda, which is number 1 is tracing, number 2 is coloring, and number 3 is an EPL exercise, which is opening and closing bottle. Let us get started. Today we are going to do the work on the tracing workbook, and the page number are for coloring, it is page number 3, and for tracing we have page number 6. So before we start coloring, please just write down the classwork on top and write down the date. Now before you start the coloring, you must tell the children what are we coloring. So sometimes they don't really have to know the deeper meaning or what those things exactly are, because some things are beyond their level of understanding. For example, space right now is beyond their level of understanding, so we just tell them what these things are so that they know them. They know that there are, here we have two stars, this is a spaceship. uh, Tell them we sit in the astronauts, there are people who sit in it and they go into the space far in the sky, like high in the sky. There we have a galaxy and we have planets, and here we have a saucer, alien ship. So just tell them this is a ship that we don't see on Earth. This is just for their understanding, for them to know that there is a spaceship like this which looks like a saucer. So then they can color it any color they want to pick up. Let them color it, let them enjoy their coloring different colors, but you must give them a variety of colors. For example, when they're filling the this alien strip up, they can use different colors in these circles and ovals given here. Give them a choice of colors and tell them which colors these are, and make sure that they do not leave any space. Sometimes what happens is when a child is coloring, he would just color like here and here and leave the space. Tell them they should fill up these tiny gaps they leave. So I hope this is easy for you to do, as it has a lot of pictures. It will keep the child busy for a good while, and you can do it in 2 sessions. Just color half of these in one session and leave it and start some other work and start it again. Now moving on towards tracing. On page number 6 again we have different lines. So I hope it's not difficult for you at all. Give them a pencil and tracing, just be careful when they trace. They must join from one point to one dot to the next. And sometimes child, I told you earlier, they are in a rush, they will not make a straight line. If they are doing this, going way beyond the line, then tell them to stop, and what you do is raise that line. So give them the idea that when they are wrong they have to raise it. This is where they learn that they have made a mistake in tracing and that it can be corrected, and they have to do it again until it's right, and appreciate them for doing their work right. I hope none of this is difficult for you, and don't forget to write the date and classwork on the top. I hope this is very easy for you to do. So let us move to the next task, which is the EPL. Okay, so the EPL exercise that we have for today is opening and closing a bottle. So I'm using these two different bottles. You can use the Pepsi or Coke bottle that the small one will have, which is easy for a child to carry. So what they basically have to do is they have to hold the cap and open it. They have to use these fingers. He can use all of his fingers, but I would prefer that he uses a thumb and these two fingers. And they have to use a bit of pressure to open it. They have to force it open, so that they have to exert pressures on their thumb and fingers. Don't just close it too tightly that it's hard for them to open. Just, it should be tight enough that they have to put a bit of pressure on it to open it. Voila, good. And now they have to close it. I'm using two different bottles. Here is a bigger one. If the cap is bigger, it's much better. It shouldn't be really big, but it should be in their grip. So again, they have to if it's open tightly, they have to exert a bit of pressure to open the bottle. When they open the cap, you must also tell them that they have to close it properly. So this is another fine motor exercise that they have to practice. And that's all for today. You must practice the questions, the fruit questions that we did yesterday, the names of the fruit. You can always repeat them. Whenever you're eating a fruit, ask your child, which fruit are we eating and what is the taste, and they should be able to tell that it is sweet. So and also practice the rhymes, the English rhyme and the Urdu rhyme. Practice it every day so that they learn it and they get better at it. That's all for today. I hope you have a very good day and stay safe wherever you are. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.